Now that the dust has settled, the scores have been scored, the fingers pointed, and the outraged, let's have a short, open, honest conversation about No Man's Sky. The Spike VGX Awards, December 2013. The first ever trailer for No Man's Sky was unleashed upon the world. And over the next 2 years and 8 months leading up to the game's launch, the gaming community's anticipation and expectations for the game spiraled out of control. The press and media attention the game received far surpassed that of even AAA games. Dialing it all back, No Man's Sky was developed by Hello Games, a tiny English developer with only a couple games in his pedigree. Joe Danger, and Joe Danger 2, the movie. How can literally a handful of people manage to make a game that many believe to be the end-all be-all of video games? A game that would change video games forever. They didn't. But is that really what we were expecting? How were we led to believe that? Who's to blame for all this? Maybe there's no one person to blame. Though most people want to point the finger at Hello Games' Sean Murray and call him the second coming of Peter Molyneux.
I have the enviable job of creating games. I get to dream dreams and see them kind of in reality.
Well, he may not have done himself any favors.
Will you be able to play with your friends? Yeah.
I don't believe Sean Murray is to blame, or anyone for that matter. But perhaps Hello Games will operate with a bit more transparency in the future, and not let their fans' imaginations run wild. The interviews and marketing for this game were no doubt intentionally vague to add to the sense of mystery and discovery, which is what this whole game is about. Or maybe the fault is on Sony for taking this small indie game and putting it front and center at several of their major press conferences. A small studio's dream come true. Or maybe the fault is on the insatiable gaming community, poisoning the wells of the internet with their cynicism and sense of entitlement. Or maybe, just maybe, we've all spent too much time focusing on what No Man's Sky doesn't do when we should be spending time focusing on what No Man's Sky does. It's really a vocal minority that's taken to the message boards to lampoon the game and its creators, when the vast majority of people are actually enjoying No Man's Sky. I myself never boarded the No Man's Sky hype train, but picked it up just out of sheer curiosity. Dozens of hours and a platinum trophy later, woo! I found myself enamored with the charm, scope, and simplicity of No Man's Sky. Now, it's not that we shouldn't be critical. No Man's Sky is certainly not for everyone. The biggest problem with No Man's Sky is it leaves the fun up to the player. It doesn't set any goals, present any challenge, or have any unique gameplay mechanics. Not everyone's going to get on board for this, and we all play games for different reasons. The biggest question people had was, what do you actually do in No Man's Sky? And if you boil right down to it, you're really just harvesting minerals and scanning wildlife. Really, that's it. This is a video game after all. Granted, you're doing this on an infinite number of random planets with tons of permutations. I've been playing video games for over 20 years, and in that time, I've never played a game like No Man's Sky. We've been stuck in a rut. For the past few generations, we're essentially playing better-looking versions of the same old games. It's very rare for a completely new genre of game to come out. We're in dire need of innovation. We need people to take risks. Otherwise, we'll be stuck with annualized military shooters for the rest of our lives. No Man's Sky may not have been the game to turn the industry on its head, but it's certainly going to be a conversation piece for a very long time. As divisive as it may be, it shows that we're craving something new. And hey, look at all these cool places I've been.